Hi, everyone. How are you doing out there? Alrighty. Well, welcome to the Midnight Ride. Going to be a little bit different tonight because, hey, this is Emergency Preparedness Month. So I need to go ahead and clear this other thing off over there for a second and uh, take care of it. I had a little noise run in the background because I had the YouTube portion open for it so I could stick stuff in. Alrighty, so let's get going here. We've got a lot of people in here, a lot of comments going already. Everything's rocking and rolling. So let me get in here and say hi to everybody. Alrighty, that back at the top. And I froze. Gear Grinding 19 was first. Walt Rogers was second. Idaho Garden Girl was third. And then Courtney came in. And Idaho Garden Girl and Gear talking about his live stream he did on his hike. He's a 2-hour live stream for what should have been a 20-minute hike. Oh, and here's Carol. Yay!
Whee!
And let's see, then he's lurking at work. And everyone's chit-chatting back and forth.
Hey, everybody.
CR came in the house. Woo! That's creative redundancy, if you guys don't know. And let's see. Carol joined the chat down the side. And Storm's Radios and Cats came in. Hey, Barry. And we're going on down here. Everybody's chit-chatting and chatting it up there. I love it. And Howie came in. Yeah. Food Forest Permaculture. And let's see, getting down here. Where to Begin Homesteads in the house, and Mennonite Farmhouse is here. Woohoo! All righty. Okay, so before we get into stuff, I want to do a couple minutes here of news. Okay. Carol, you can laugh all you want on some of these stories. All right, so let's go back here. All right, the first one that came in, this came in last Friday. And these are all from what's called Martinez Patch. The Patch is a network of local news things across the nation, and they share big stories back and forth and stuff. But Martinez is where my wife is at. So, all right, California homicides and violent crime spike in 2021 amid rising tensions over rapid crime. Wait a minute, that sounded kind of redundant. Because there's tension over rising crime, homicides spike. Yeah. Anyways, somebody doesn't know how to write a headline.
Yeah, I saw that with that one that I was reading off to you guys on my page where it was like the dumbest headlines or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the next one here. This actually has to deal with California, Oregon, Nevada. And if it goes beyond that, wildfire smoke extends air quality advisory through Monday. And this is coming up for this coming Monday, Labor Day.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's that. And then
I just actually had to peek my head out my front and back door because I smelled smoke when I came here.
Yeah. Here's one that should be interesting for everyone. I got to go into this because basically this was the weekend wrap up one. So I got to get into it. Where is it down here? And they put it on the thing and they put it down near the bottom as far as the stories leading him here. Where is it here? Wildfire's not dead. Lawyer. No. Where'd it go? There it is. So I got to go into this one here. I got to actually open it all the way up here. And no, I don't want to hit it. I want to see the. Okay, where is it? Homicides? No. Earthquake near all blah, 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 blah. Come on, where is it?
Haven't been
paying. Yeah, they put it on one of the headers and they buried it in all the stories down below here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tropic milkweed ban for potential harm to monarchs in Marin County.
What?
All right. Marin County is the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right. The agriculture officials in Marin County banned the sale of non-native tropical milkweed this week.
Oh, okay. It's non-native.
That's it's non-native. And in the August 24th memo from the commission to nurseries in the county followed a state ruling that designated tropical milkweed as a B-rated weed, which are considered pests that do not meet the state's cleanliness standards, according to the news release from the commission. Tropical milkweed can harm monarch butterflies, which are endangered, by confusing them during the migration season. Rather than dying back in the winter like native milkweed does, tropical milkweed remains bright and confuse the monarchs, thinking they've reached their
That's weird because it's Mexican. It's called Mexican butterfly weed. Also, yeah. I just looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
That's
strange.
why. See, antifrost. They're supposed to migrate, I guess, down to Mexico.
Yeah.
But these weeds are up in Northern California.
Yeah.
It's going to confuse them. Oh, we've reached Mexico, and they're not.
True. Yeah, and then they don't migrate. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but that's a similar one that we have growing here. But we always do get stragglers, but now it makes me wonder if that's why. Gosh,
yeah.
That's scary.
Okay.
I doubt it's though because of the milkweed. It's probably because of the crap that people spray.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And the stuff they smoke there in California.
Yeah.
All right.
A million monarchs didn't make it to Mexico because they were invaded by a different kind of weed on the way through California.
And they got distracted over to Berkeley where they spent the entire winter munching out.
Yes, they were so hungry. But they had no mouths left because they were butterflies. So they just kind of hung out on people's couches and didn't do much.
All right. Here's one here's another one of these sick guys. East Bay man, that'd be Oakland, Fremont area. They didn't say which city he's in. East Bay man charged with installing hidden cameras at a Starbucks bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I got to see, I think it was a heroin addict tonight, right outside my daughter's school where they let out all the girls.
Oh.
And the night before was a guy who was drinking in front of one of the girls' trucks. And I had to be like, I pulled right up to the door where they come out. And I'm like, we've got a vagrant back there. And I don't know if he's just waiting for the girl that has that truck. Sure enough, I told Bob, that. And it was behind the scenes last night. I told him that. I said, and then I see the guy later, like he gets on his bike and takes off once they all walked her to her truck. So I hope he's not like watching,
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. And
hey, that fits right in with emergency preparedness. Be aware of what to do in case of an emergency.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad I go and I pick her up because I even think of her. She's smaller than I am. She's like maybe 5 foot tall, maybe 85 pounds, maybe. So, but yeah, lovely.
Yeah, the next one here is another one that makes me cringe. 5 new California laws you need to know about. And just because you're not in California, you really should know about this because a lot of stupid laws that get passed in California, some other stupid states go, oh, we're going to pass those too.
I hope not. Gosh.
All right. Let's see. Get down here. Assembly Bill 1576.
Hey, there she is.
Requires this bill takes effect in 2024. It will require the Superior Court to provide any visitor access to a lactation room.
Any. That means males who are faking it with one of those strap-on things.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Yeah. AB Assembly Bill 452. Moments after the deadly mass shooting at an elementary school campus, in California lawmakers set to work on legislation to further crack down on firearm safety. Part of this is okay. Part of it is, and I'll tell you which part, you'll see what it is. But this one here, the bill, basically it's to educate parents and guardians of students of children's access prevention laws and regulations regarding storage of firearms. That's cool.
Yeah.
Here's the part that sucks. The bill will also make school districts and education departments immune from civil liability for any damages related to the notice. So if the school districts tell the parents the wrong thing, they're immune from.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Why don't they work on making schools stop making them a no gun zone, because that only applies to rule keepers.
Yeah. And a couple of places where they've eliminated their gun-free zone and have brought in volunteers that have passed the background check to stand there armed as security guards.
Yeah.
Everything's nice and safe.
Yeah, I bet. Same thing with teachers. Teachers should be able to. Yeah, teachers should get the same background check with weapons and be able to get a concealed carry.
Yep.
Because they are protecting those children. It's like how many stories have we heard? Just their body is all they have. They just have their body or their wit to get those kids into maybe a closet or whatever. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, what's so stupid is when they make something a gun-free zone, that someone goes, ooh, if I take a gun in there, I'll be safe to shoot everybody because no one else will shoot back at me.
Yeah, a target. Look at that. They just told me where the target is.
Yeah. When I went to high school.
we do need better mental health care. The other one we won't be able to probably crack down on. But they do need to crack down on mental health care.
Yeah. When I went to high school, I've said it before, just about every vehicle in the parking lot had a gun in the back window. Hey, and some of the pickups belonged to the girls, and those were their guns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Safe room in every classroom would be nice. They won't spend that money, though. They don't even get the teachers their supplies. The teachers are still scraping together money to get supplies down here. Yeah. Good for us.
They want a gun safety law, for a law that enforces on gun control. Here's one. Any person convicted of a felony that is found to be in possession of a firearm gets a minimum 20-year sentence, and judges cannot reduce that.
Yeah.
Any person that no parole for the 20 years. Any person that is convicted of a felony and then possesses in using a firearm, and then gets caught in possession of a firearm afterwards, 25 years and hard labor, and judges cannot reduce it at all. You'd see a bunch of guys go, "Oh shit," and they would not be using guns anymore.
I forget that.
All right, Midnight Farmhouse. Good night. Have a good night's sleep.
Right. Yep, gardening where you we agree.
And here's the one that's hitting everybody all around. But I mentioned in the chat earlier before we started. Dangerous is what the headline says, in quotes. Dangerous heat wave looms. Northern California urged to reduce power usage. And guess what the green state is telling the people not to do?
Drink water.
No.
Breathe. Don't breathe.
Well, the California Independent Operator System, which is the electrical grid, issued a statewide flex alert along with recommendations for electricity conservation. Don't charge your cars today.
I knew that was coming. That's right. There you go. But we're going to outlaw gas vehicles.
But we can't provide the electricity for you to drive. Somebody posted a meme about that on Facebook, and I just about fell out of my chair laughing. They're doing this so you can't leave the state.
Pretty much.
You can't drive to get out of the state. And then they're working on mandating electrical trucks for the moving vans and stuff have to be electrical. Well, they can't make it out of state either then.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that there? Yeah, he just
Yeah.
talks about,
Yeah.
set your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher. Mine's set at 92 here. So if it gets to 92, then my AC comes on.
92? Are you serious? I would
Yeah,
die.
I know. It doesn't get that hot in here, but, it would be, I would have to, probably, and my wife has yet to turn her AC on in California, even this week where it is going to
Yeah.
be 100 plus this weekend.
Hey, Aid. Oh, we would hit that so easily. Like, no
Yeah.
problem. 82. But California always got cool at night. When I was there, at least. It
Yeah.
was always.
Being in the Bay Area, yes.
Yeah.
Where Uncle Al is out there in Visalia,
Yeah. Yeah.
It
We were
gets
in San
hot.
Jose and it was still pretty cool at night.
Cool. San Jose cools off fairly good because
Yeah.
they got the bay the bay there, and then they got the ocean on the other side of the hills.
Yeah.
Um,
Aid O'Neill, what's up? Hey,
let's see what
Aid.
else. The other one.
Aid's joining our weight loss, the White Family Farm weight loss. Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
And we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. And
Okay.
Courtney,
You're going to be able to come up, Court?
Courtney, can you go ahead and come up and have the links ready to share for those videos about the weight loss? All right. Let's see. Thermostat. Yeah.
I'm binging like a drug addict before rehab.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had Reese's tonight.
Yeah.
Woo.
Despite the state's recent push for residents to ditch gas-powered cars, the utility grid operators have asked residents to avoid charging their electric cars during the high heat where temperatures are above 100 degrees.
Mm.
That happens a lot in California.
Yeah. I don't know what they think, allowing them to get rid of gas-powered vehicles. What's going to happen? I don't know.
Let's see. Nuisance, Feinstein,
Yeah.
Boxer, Pelosi are all going to make a friggin' batch of money because they own stock in.
Oh, yeah. They went out and got a bunch of it as soon as they knew that even Washington.
All right.
Was
Courtney's going to put up the links in the chat for the videos.
Yeah.
And so, Barry and everybody else, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you guys want to come on up here. So this is emergency.
Hey, guys who want to join, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. There's the first link right there. And for info chat. So there's the first link. And so Idaho Garden Girl, that's the one you want to go check out. And so this is this month kind of ticks me off about some things though. A lot of municipalities go, oh, see the federal government, we're not going to do anything about this. This is a federal government thing for National Preparedness Month. And no, actually every federal, state, counties or parishes and cities, towns, whatever, any municipality is supposed to have some sort of emergency preparedness plan, and they're supposed to be trying to inform their citizens of their emergency preparedness plans.
I'm going to look on our city, see if they've put up anything.
Yeah,
I'm
a lot of cities kind of, they make a little web page for it, and they kind of, and then they put up a notice. Here's our emergency preparedness staff. You need to get prepared. Have 72 hours. It's like, oh yeah, boof.
Well, especially
hey, Stuart,
with
how's it going?
Being a hurricane state.
All right, so Stuart's claiming to be our first creepy lurker tonight.
What? He's our first. What was that?
He says checking in as a creepy.
Oh, the creepy lurker. Now the creepy lurkers never usually say they're lurking, though, Stuart. So you just blew it. Kind of blew it. They instead send in like something that looks like a bot to invade the chat.
And,
those are the really creepy lurkers, Stuart.
Yes, it is.
Good to see you.
So one of the questions I have, though, kind of related to emergency preparedness.
Yeah.
But more related to gardeners. in this heat that's hitting certain areas, the heat wave that's hitting right now, how are get people out there? How are your gardens doing? How are you watering? What problems are you experiencing, and what solutions have you found?
That's a good question.
Yeah, the fortunately here, everyone did such a great job conserving irrigation water that they did not end it on August 1st. They did not end it today. They've extended it through the end of the month.
Yeah.
So yeah, we still get every other week, but we have irrigation water to pull.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was doing a good thing, and I didn't drill holes in these planters that have reservoirs in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big mistake with my ginger, because between the rain that we did get, because we weren't getting rain for a while, and my husband's sprinklers that I didn't realize were hitting that area because they were draining through all the other pots.
Mm-hmm.
I almost lost all the ginger in both those two pots. One whole pot I lost of ginger.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there and it was sitting in water and I hadn't seen it. Yeah, I didn't think to go look over there. They were all doing great. Didn't think about them being different than the other pot. So, yeah. I pulled, though, the ones I could to safety and put them in my elevated bed until I can drill holes in those. And I will not use those outside again. Actually have a blueberry plant in one, which I need to check and make sure that has drainage and it's draining. It also had the same thing happen too, but it wasn't the planter. I don't know what did it. If it's the soil maybe that's holding more water. Did it to a guava tree, a small guava tree. Yeah, we need, the Facebook Messenger for doing I think Idaho Garden Girl wasn't sure that she signed up. Court. I don't know if you were in here before to hear that.
Yeah, I noticed that up above. I was reading the chat. I saw that.
Yeah,
while I was rebooting the other computer.
She was still finishing.
Yeah, Idaho Garden Girl. I saw what you said in there. Come on, join this. We'll give you support. We'll give you encouragement, and we'll give you extra words of wisdom as we share amongst each other things we discover.
And you can share with us too. But you said about I know we're gonna do a break during the holidays, and then we're gonna go back at it because I'm sure we're going to be putting on some of the weight we took off.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to do this right before the holidays to try and take off some weight so we don't put it on top of what we've already got.
And we got somebody coming in here.
Yay.
Uncle Al.
Hey.
Hey, folks.
Hey.
You're going to join the weight loss challenge, Uncle Al?
Al, what was your temperature today?
Well, it's only in the low 100s or 300s. 103, 101.
300s, really?
I live in the desert, folks.
100 to the 300s. It sounds like you said. I was like,
sounds like he lives on the steppes of Hades.
Mm-hmm.
It is Hades. It's like I have a cardboard solar oven that I could cook a chicken in there.
You just can do that in your car here. You could probably do the same thing. Just load it in your car.
Just put the chicken in there, baste it, and
on a rotisserie,
roll up the windows. Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, it's going to be 110 on Monday, and they're giving us flex alert. I'm laughing because Gil knows I got my own power source, so they could go. Because I have
How'd you do that in an HOA? Because here we run into problems with that.
I smile because in our HOA, everybody has the solar cells on top of their house.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I have my own solar gizmos already set up. And I'm kind of smart. I have a trailer, another one. If I have power trouble, I just bring it over to the house, put my camper over there, and bring in that other trailer. And it has solar cells on the outside, battery banks inside, has a cooling unit, keep the batteries cool, has all my electronics in there. And I have an outside wall plug. I did a short, only got like 20 views, but all I have to do is go in the house, flip all the switches, shut off the big circuit breaker, tell the government you go I don't need
Yeah.
your power. I got my own. And then plug into the house. Gil knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, we have those plugged. Actually, Gil was talking about the electric cars. Our neighbor did their house for the electric car. They've got an electric car plug in the
Yeah, but
front of the house, in the
Yeah.
driveway.
mine's a little different. The plug is for my own power use from the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer is a battery bank, one of the
Mhm.
biggest. It has
Mm.
6 or 7 marine, what Gil we talked about earlier last year,
Mm-hmm.
the golf cart batteries. They're
Yeah.
inside the trailer. I have it
Yeah.
hooked up, so all I have to do is plug it into the house and gee, that's a really noisy generator you have out there, Pete. But
Yeah.
I don't have any power.
She's
All right.
she's asking if you have solar, Gil.
Yeah. So, yes and no. I have several solar panels set up, portable ones to charge my Goal Zero, my Kodiak, and trickle charge my 12 golf cart batteries that I got in the shop. But if power goes out for any length of time, I'll need to fire up the generator for a little bit with the big heavy duty charger to charge the batteries in the my golf cart batteries, and to run all the refrigerators for half an hour or so. But I'm working on it. Soon, that's one of the plans here for next spring. I got 100. Sorry, I got 2,100-watt panels, and I got 48 15-watt panels that I just need to set up.
Yeah.
And so when I redo the front yard, along the walkway to the house, I'm going to put between the walkway and the grass, I'm going to put a gravel area in there and put all those panels out there. And that way, I'll have everything. When those are all in, I can run the entire house all the time just off of solar. Now, right now, I got my generator, my tri-fuel generator, and when the power goes out here, I mean, the longest I've ever heard it being out is an hour and a half. And that's when someone took out the main power pole feed in the town. And they didn't want to reverse it because the lines were down. And if they reversed it from the other side, it would get arcing, and they just shut both sides off, and they fixed it up and got us back up and going.
All right.
Well, my wife just shared something here, and I think this is, I'm not sure about it is, so I'm just going to show this, guys. So get ready for this one.
Okay.
This is called a saddleback caterpillar.
Oh, I know about them. Yeah. They're nasty.
They're nasty? Okay, didn't know, because all it says is, my wife said saddleback caterpillar.
Sting really bad. They're like, I think, a poisonous caterpillar, actually.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but there's no other information on it. Just showing a saddleback caterpillar. So
yeah, we have them here too. They're nasty.
Yeah.
Here, it's the saddleback caterpillar measures about an inch long.
Yeah.
Poisonous spines.
Mm-hmm.
On the 4 large projections, and many smaller ones projecting from the sides of its body.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah, it looks nasty. I mean, it looks like something. It looks like it to me. Looking at it, it's like that kind of looks like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Maybe that's where they got the inspiration from. It looks like the, what do you call it to attack them though? The parasitic wasps. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. I just saw one, the eggs on it.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
I have to warn people, because I do weather. Gil knows what I'm talking about. You have to be careful of the arc storm. We have, God, what a mess. We have thermal belts going around the world, west to east. And everybody laughed at me, and I warned it's going to hit China. And get what happened to the Yangtze River.
That's horrible with the
Yeah.
Yangtze. I remember
Yeah.
reading books to my daughter, and one of them was about life on the Yangtze River and
You mean the
all those
Yangtze Dirt
pictures.
Road? When
Yeah.
I tell people when a thermal belt hits your area, you get instant drought.
Yeah.
That's how much heat is pumped in. And that hit Europe. Europe's fine glaciers in Germany. What glacier?
Yeah.
That thermal belt went through. It's now like a puddle. How much is the glaciers left? Let's see.
Yeah.
How much ice do I have in my cup? Okay, I have more ice than Germany does where that glacier was. It's gone.
Yeah. The thing
I was
so like the Yangtze River,
Mhm.
so dry.
Yeah.
What usually follows a dry spell over there?
Flooding.
Flooding, a monsoon coming in, and they're just going to
Mhm.
get flood, and everyone's going to be out there, digging in the remains of the river and stuff, not paying attention, and all of a sudden, miles upriver,
Yeah.
40 miles upriver, they're going to have a bad storm. Oh, that's 40 miles away.
Yeah.
And here it comes at 40 miles an hour.
Didn't they just have a bunch of flooding too, like right after the vid stuff?
Yeah, last year they had
And they
some
thought they were
major.
cursed. Remember, like the
Yeah.
people were like, "We're cursed. This is happening, and that's happening. There's a curse on us."
Go look at
And
Pakistan.
look what's happening around our country here.
Yeah.
Some areas, like here, we're in a severe drought, high heat. California, high heat in a severe drought for the third year. And other areas are just getting deluged with water.
Mhm.
Have you seen
Yeah,
Michigan?
Matt's getting tons of rain, and our little microclimate over here where we're at, it's coming around our house. I can even hear it, but the microclimate is like pushing it and not allowing it to come in. Like it's like a pressure zone thing. I don't
High
know.
It
pressure
is.
zone, yeah.
On Carroll's area, you're in southern
Palm
or
Beach County.
northern?
I'm East Coast. No, I'm East Coast, South
East-
Florida.
South Florida, East Coast?
Hmm.
Well, you got two choices. From the west, you have the Caribbean hurricane low pressure system off of Mexico. From the east, you got about three, let's see, tropical cyclone, hurricane. Oh dear Lord, it's Katrina's little sister. So
Yeah.
you got those, and
Yeah, but it hasn't been coming off Africa as bad this year as
No,
before.
it's-
We're more concerned about what's coming off
Yeah.
of Mexico this year.
right.
Right,
But
Howie,
this is
Howie's going night night. Everybody say good night to Howie.
Night,
Howie.
At least
Yeah.
from the currents that we had been seeing, it looked like we were going to get hammered by across the Florida from the Mexico area. But I haven't seen if it's changed. If it's changed again, because they were saying like this year it's coming in a different direction, and we had been getting them all the other years across, not coming across from Africa. We still get storms, but I mean, Mexico's all the currents over there are pushing them back out for
Yeah.
us. The only problem is if they come off of Mexico strong, then we're in trouble.
Right.
We'll
But the
go
one
across
from-
where Matt is.
right.
hit us.
Carol, the one you're talking about off of Mexico,
Mhm.
that was from the Pacific, went across
Yeah.
to Mexico, hooked up to the weaker one that came from lower Africa, not the whatchamacallit, where the hurricane breeding ground is, below Africa, near South Africa. It came
Mhm.
up. It came from a different area,
Yeah.
from the east. And
Which one was that, Uncle? I don't know
I
which
think
one.
that was number R7. And
Okay.
this one originally was a big one that was forming in the Atlantic, and it broke up into five different pieces. One that came across the Pacific over Mexico into the Caribbean, one that came from the South Atlantic, hooked up with the Caribbean one. There's one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean doing this. It's just spinning in a big circle.
I see that right now.
Number R7 is now out there, or where?
We lost track because it fragmented.
Yeah,
it went to little pieces.
Yeah, you can see here where it looks. Let me throw this up here.
Hold on. Yeah, because I haven't.
So here's the one he's talking about, just spinning out there and just sitting there spinning.
Oh yeah, we've had that for a while.
Yeah, but this here.
With me being in South Florida, you see how it's going across South Florida from the Mexico,
Yeah.
from the Gulf Coast, and that's all our hot water right there. I'm saying if anything churns up here in Mexico and the peninsula and comes across Florida, it can be really bad. Right now, it's pushing. Usually, it doesn't come off of South Africa. It comes off right here from the side of Africa and comes directly, like, on an angle towards South Florida. Like, I don't know all the weather terms. I just know like directions and watching the storms.
Yeah.
Right. But you see, the one I was talking about came from down here on the bottom near South America, and it
Oh, near
follows,
South America. Okay, you said South
yeah,
Africa. I was
and it
confused.
goes
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
And there's another one really strong off of the Baja California. See that? That's
Yeah, coming
normally
down.
not normal.
Yeah,
You don't
no.
have that. So
Yeah.
it's coming down, and you
Yeah.
see where
But what's happening here, though, with the
There's a
stuff
jet
coming up,
stream
with
now.
stuff coming up the west coast of past Lima here,
Yeah.
and stuff coming down, it's all going back out in the Pacific because
Yeah.
the one coming across from Africa here, across Brazil and up through here, and then cutting across Central America has enough pressure just to keep it going out.
Yeah.
If this down here changes
Yeah.
and turns northward here instead of sticking to the coast and kind of dipping down here by Panama, if it turns up to San Domingo and up this way here, things are going to get ugly.
Yeah, usually it'll come off the side of Africa. It'll go across, like, where that area is, where the Keys are. And the concern is it gets caught in that Gulf area, goes towards Texas, but follows the jet stream or whatever back towards us. Yeah, if it churns back towards us, it has enough time in that area to build strength, and we'll be in big trouble. And it'll come across Matt's area and possibly across the whole state.
But what's worse is if you go up towards north towards Canada, there's another arc storm belt building up. So you might have an early snowstorm. You see where Montreal is? Okay, Montreal is this side.
Right there. There's Montreal.
Okay. You see all those currents up there?
Yeah.
That's kind of nutty, and that's not supposed to happen until October.
Yeah, churning.
And it's coming down towards the belt. That's Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. My friend in Minnesota and Wisconsin told me they had a hurricane, not hurricane.
Yeah, Stuart, it has changed more and more.
Whatchamacallit? They had a tornado in middle downtown of Madison.
Yeah,
Madison,
this right here. This
I know,
line here.
Cottonwood Ranch. I feel the same way. Shh, don't talk about it. Like, let's not.
Yeah. This line right here that I'm moving the marker across here, this line here is very unusual. This usually you get down here where when you got tornadoes down here in the Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma area. But what this is doing, this is because the way the pressures are coming in here, this is turning this warm air from down here that's coming up, it's turning it back down, and the warm air and water, everything is coming back down. And that's why California and Oregon are getting such heat blasts this weekend.
Right. But you see where it curls up around Los Angeles, south of Los Angeles, towards Arizona?
Yeah.
They're getting drenched.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? Phoenix got a flash flood. They had 5 feet of water.
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, so what's happening? This hot air is coming up here, picking up moisture, drops a little bit as it comes back down. It comes the part that comes out away from the coast here picks up more water, and that's what coming in under Los Angeles, where this other stuff is coming onshore. Hot air coming onshore here, and just heating stuff up. But there's the water here. This here is superheating down here, and you get evaporation, and it's just it's drenching down there.
Arizona and New Mexico.
Yeah. Hey, Zombie Prepper, Cottonwood Ranch. Who else snuck in here?
Wendy came in, Hardneck Farms.
Hardneck Farms.
So.
Hey, Wendy.
P2E, did you see P2E also? What's up there?
Yeah, P2E's here.
Yeah.
And I'm scrolling up here and just seeing who pops up here. Aid came in, of course, and okay.
Okay, what also, because of those weird currents, Japan's getting hit left to right by typhoons. Our version of the hurricanes. It just hit central Japan.
Yeah. It's doing weird stuff over here.
Right.
All right. Okay. Yeah, and of course the regular jet stream map is
Gone crazy.
I ain't gonna show that one. That one makes my eyes hurt just looking at it because I count
I
about
know.
10 of those either low cells or high cell areas, and it's just like
Let's talk about something normal, like volcanoes.
Oh.
But did you ever see Idaho Garden Girl had answered your question that she has grass to keep her
Yeah, I saw
her
that
soil cool?
She has the grass
Yeah,
everywhere
but it's
around
also
her
an
garden.
invasive, like an invasive grass.
Yeah.
You know that permaculture, they do that. They try to keep the grass to keep it cool, but also to keep all the mycoplasma. No, that's walking pneumonia.
Yes, give the grass.
Mycorrhiza. I can't think tonight.
That's
all the
right.
white fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they keep it so the roots in the ground and they have all the little beneficials down under the soil.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, folks,
mitochondria.
Mitochondria from the plant cells. Because I've experienced.
Yeah, no, mitochondria is like our energy centers of our cells. I was thinking the other, the mycorrhiza. It's the mycorrhiza.
How we already went to bed so we can't get
I know I need him right now.
Yeah.
I can see it even like when I find it.
Yeah.
They call it myco when you buy it. It's MY
right.
mycorrhiza. I don't know if I'm saying it.
Rhizome or something like that.
That's it. Mycorrhiza. Thanks, Idaho. Yeah. They do that to keep it active.
Yeah, that's it.
And to keep the roots communicating with one another.
Right.
The
underground fungus.
Yeah. The underground soil pathways.
Right. Go ahead, Gil.
What?
Yeah, there's and the thing is, so with the high temperatures, you got to keep the ground moist.
No kidding. Have you seen my backyard?
It kills that stuff out, and then it's takes forever for it to come back. The one of the areas of the lawn here that I was watering, grandkids are out there playing around. I got one of the oscillating sprinklers, to go back and forth, set out there in the middle. Well, one of them went over there and played with the lever on it, and it was going.
Oh no!
And after a couple of days, I go, why is that area dying? And I went out there, crap. So I moved it back, and it's been 5 days now, and it's still mostly brown. The green stuff starting to come back up. The lawn's starting to come back. But it was like, it all takes is a couple of days of no water, and
the sod my husband put down looked like that, and he put it down in not such a level way. I've almost killed myself over the patch like 4 times in the backyard. But it's suffering too from our dry.
Right.
Go ahead, Uncle.
Remember that what you call high-tech Vitamix dry composter?
Yeah.
That I showed everybody. And I did a short.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing that to the brown patches of my lawn, and it's greening up really quick.
Oh, you're using the stuff on it like a really great topsoil, like a really
and I
high
just sprinkle
quality.
over it, add water, and then 3 days later, the mycorrhiza is back, and they're happy, and they're eating away at the dry compost. I got tired of all the flies with the wet compost. Well, we'll put it in the compost bucket.
Wow, zombie. Well, the side chat is talking about mice and how to keep them out, Gil. Do you have any tips for that? Because
keeping mice out. Okay. If you can find the hole, so one specific spot they keep on chewing through, trying to get through, an SOS pad stuffed in there. The SOS pad steel wool is fine enough that it cuts up their mouths and stuff, and they stop chewing on it.
Thank you, Homestead Aquarius.
Or you can watch Sean Woods. Sean Woods is the mouse guy, mouse and rat guy, and he kills any kind of mouse and rats with different kind of traps and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you could come down to Broward County, Florida, and pick yourself up a baby python and just keep it in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Give it free roam.
Or just let it in the yard, outside the yard, around the house. It'll keep all the mice away from the house.
Make a little enclosure, a moat for it. Make a moat for it. Yeah.
No,
That's
I have a
awful.
problem because I kill a lot of mice in my garage and my backyard and with the traps. So I'm like, what's that horrible smell? I find out that all the mice were gone. Why? They left the heads and the bodies missing. Neighborhood skunks been going in my backyard. Oh, mouse lunch. And been
Yeah,
dragging every
possums will
mouse
do
and
that
rat
too.
corpse away.
Yeah.
I found that out when I found a mouse head. I had to look it up. Possums will do the same thing. They'll
Yeah.
take the body and leave the head. I was like,
Yeah.
No, what's
The,
worse is have a flashlight and surprise
yeah.
a skunk. You ever been sprayed by one?
no.
No.
Mm-mm.
I've been lucky enough to like skunk around. I'm going back in the house. The something else you can do to take care of the mice farther away from the house. You put out like you get those little bait traps, little plastic.
Yeah,
bait
the
trap things.
tomcats.
Yeah, but you don't use poison. You put in a mixture. You get like the Jiffy
Cornmeal.
Peanut butter?
corn muffin mix stuff,
Oh, okay.
and you add baking soda to it.
So they die a horrible death of not
Away
being
from the
able to
house.
fart or burp.
Yeah, exactly. Away from the house.
Blow up like
Yeah.
seagulls.
It sometimes doesn't work on rats because rats will. You don't want to see what the rat will do.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not drinking my strawberry.
Sorry, Cam. Sorry about that.
Hi,
Yeah,
Storms Radio and cats.
I thought about that for that 5-gallon trap. Like, that won't work on rats. If you put water in it, the rats will just have a great time and probably get out of there.
Yeah.
They'll figure
just
out a way
chew a
out.
hole on the side.
One of the things I worked out that
Mhm.
takes care of rats and stuff like that like swimming in that.
Mhm.
You
Acid.
get some of the, you get a little string
Oop, frozen.
of the hardware cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Put it around the inside of the bucket, about an inch or so above the water.
Mm-hmm.
You drop an insulated wire down in, and you clean the insulation off the bottom down in, and put like a big old nut or something on there so it stays down in the water.
Oh,
and you
dear.
hook another wire to the
I know where you're
hardware
going.
cloth, and then you wire that up to a plug, so that when you plug something into it, when they make contact, it energizes the plug, and in the plug you plug in something like a 1500 watt work light. Nope, that one's not climbing out.
Yeah, Sean,
my cousin, who was an electrical engineer,
Yeah.
took the ballast, the start ballast for a 75 horsepower electric motor, and hooked it up on that, and just hooked it up with a Jacob's ladder. So when they touched the thing, the Jacob's ladder started going to dispel the electricity, to use the electricity, but it fried the rats.
Well, I think Idaho Garden Girl, does that eventually carry over, though, to the predatory birds if they get a hold of those mouse or rats? That hunger, like shutting down their hunger?
Eats and goes home.
I know that's the concern with putting out poisons because it can poison the predatory birds. But I don't know.
I'm worried about I'm worried about the cats. My daughter's cats, which totally hunt.
Yeah, I bet. Out around the farms, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's why
the cats here have pretty much decimated the vole and mouse population on the 5 acres across the street. My acre over here, they cleaned it off. They're going to the next guy's property out there where the cows and the horses are, out into that field out there, and they keep on bringing. I see them walking back with their prey, and they go back over. They go back to the back porch of my daughter's house there, and leave their treats there, and go back and get another one.
Yeah, Courtney has a good suggestion. They could get Radix, and it's not a poison. Yeah.
Well, Idaho Garden Girl said that. They're telling me now that it won't transfer over because I was concerned about some of the poisons. It shuts down the rat and the mice from their appetite. It shuts their appetite down.
Right. I have a device that at my nephew's dairy that I have to change the CO2 cartridges every night. It does a
Mhm.
great job. The rat smells the peanut butter cup in there. They
Yeah.
stick their head in there.
Thunk.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
And then
Yeah, Brett Bassard did a video
Broussard
on
had
that.
one. Yep, I was going to say Broussard filmed one.
Okay.
But
it
So,
works really
filmed.
good. I
Yeah.
killed like 100 rats one night. I just
That's
got to
cool.
go around and reset all the traps with new gas jet things. That's
Yeah.
a job.
Well, it comes too with, I think, stuff you can put in it.
Yeah, it's a
Allure.
little gas
A little.
cylinder.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well,
Here's the thing. Here's the answer here, folks. Rat X contains no poison, so there's no risk of secondary poisoning. Cats
Oh,
and dogs are perfectly safe, as
awesome.
are horses, poultry, and other farm livestock.
Okay.
It is the same for birds of prey, eagles, and hawks that eat the rodent. That rodents that ingest Rat X or Mouse X.
I wonder if that's what my husband's company then makes bars out of, if it's the same type of stuff, because he always says it's only specific to rats.
Mm-hmm.
It's a specific stuff for rats.
Check
And they
something
do
else.
die. They do die a slow death.
Yeah.
We've yeah. Sometimes they die in our strangler fig tree, and that's nasty. They
Okay.
just
I like
die
the
inside
old-fashioned
of it.
way.
Phew.
All right, there it is on Amazon. Throw
Thanks.
packets and other stuff. Yeah, you can just sprinkle it
Okay.
out. They got
Cool.
the trays. So that's for Mouse X.
Yay,
Hey,
traps.
see, steel wool. They're using steel wool mouth filler. You know, the mouth filler.
Yeah, they
control.
are a wide family farm. They're total jerks.
Oh yeah.
I
They
like
are,
the trap.
because they're so smart.
My grandmother's house. She had a little garden shed built onto the side of the house that my cousins built on for her, and she would keep her bags of garbage in there till they got a bunch of them. Then we'd haul them off to the dump. Well,
Oops.
she got tired of having to work the door to get it closed, so she just left it open a little bit.
Oh no.
Yes. And we go in there, and there's rats everywhere in there. And so my brother and I are out there with our pellet rifles, popping them off. And then there's this one big, ugly king rat in there.
Brutus.
And we shot him a couple times, and he's just at us and go scampering off. And finally, my brother pinned him down, and I took my pellet pistol, pump up one, all right? I'm usually pumping up about 8 pumps. I put 16 pumps in that sucker. Put it down there, down close. I'm getting ready to shoot him, and the sucker bites in the barrels and scratches the bluing off the barrel.
Oh my gosh! What a monster!
I popped him in the mouth, and he's hissing at me. I was like, "Hang on!" I went in and got my 22 and shot him. Hey Skinner, how's it going?
Hey Skinner Farms.
The Temple of Doom, where the guy's coming at him with the sword. Okay, wait a minute. No.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was that one.
Yeah.
These were Norwegian wharf rats.
Oh, I've heard them.
Them suckers are nasty.
They're nasty.
That's when you use number 9 shot in a 44 Magnum. Kills snakes, kills rats. Unfortunately, leaves a hole about this big behind it too.
Ew, then who? I don't want to clean that up.
Yeah.
I want them dead, but I don't want the mess.
But I hate rats.
Where to begin? I don't know. Maybe not. But just like Courtney said, they'll avoid stuff that's new. So if you just lay down that Rat X and they haven't seen it before, they'll kind of avoid it.
Well, see, if you want to eat the Rat X, you take like a little board, smear some peanut butter on it, get some chunky peanut butter, and then sprinkle Rat X on top of it, and they'll peanut butter, and they'll eat the nuts, and they'll start eating the Rat X, and then
sometimes they'll leave even that for a little bit. We had they like Slim Jims too, but they left that Slim Jim there.
Yeah.
They knew that was new, that trap was new, and they were like, no, something's weird about that Slim Jim.
do what I do. Leave the trap out there unloaded
Yeah.
and just open. Put bait out there, put peanut butter, and then next time load the sucker.
Yeah. We
And
did
then they're
that.
like, "Oh, I'll eat some of that."
Yeah,
And their friends climb over them and eat the peanut butter.
Yeah, they love corn. That's true, Court.
that's why they said use the
Yeah, the Jiffy.
the Jiffy corn bread mix,
Yeah.
and just
Yep.
add the add extra baking soda to it.
Yeah. You can do that with plaster too, but it might hurt another animal.
True.
Yeah.
There's also, I've heard of mixing it with the chicken soup mix.
Yeah.
That draws them in sometimes too, whatever you're trying to poison them with.
And someone else said hot chocolate mix. Hot chocolate mix. Mix it in with
Cocoa
hot chocolate.
mix.
That makes sense.
The sweet
The
stuff.
sweet. Yeah, because even dogs like chocolate, even though they're not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Hey,
work on raccoons.
It's
Hey,
Jeremy, Tennessee Tactical One. Ooh.
Hey, Jeremy.
No, you probably have to put in a bird feeder, Al, for raccoons because they seem to love bird feeders.
Yeah, but
Like
raccoons
squirrels.
are smart. They go to the nearest water source and wash the thing off.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had the 44 Magnum with the number 9 shot. And of course,
They tend to wet their food anyway. Like
yeah,
that
they
guy
wash
who
it.
feeds the hot dogs. Have you seen them do that? And they go and they put their tiny little hands and put it in water first and they eat the hot dog.
Oh, did you see SD Mountain Man? He forgot to
I
use
haven't
the
recently. I've seen some of his stuff.
well, he throws tomahawks and stuff and makes fire. He got a raccoon, a trash panda, and he forgot his Dutch oven. And his wife's wondering, what's this wonderful smell with the wine and the onions and the carrots? She didn't know it was a raccoon in there. She ate it, half of it. Thought it was the best beef she ever ate. And then as the mountain man says, honey, it's not beef. Because if you cook raccoon in wine, it makes the meat look like beef.
Mm-hmm.
And she's wondering, this is kind of weird beef. It has all these little bones in here.
Yeah.
And then he told her. And that's why he's camping out a lot this weekend.
Yeah, I believe so. My husband would be too.
Yeah, but it was a really good raccoon. Because they had wine and onions and carrots and slow cook in a slow cooker.
Yeah, you could cook anything like that. It probably would be tasting good for a bit.
Yeah, but you just take away the little bone.
Nope. Does rabies cook out of an animal?
No. But I have eaten raccoon and possum.
Yeah, no, thank you. You can't cook rabies out of an animal. I don't want to have nothing to do with that then.
No, I just be careful. If they ain't foaming or bloating, I'll cook it, eat it.
Yeah,
I like possum with
if
sweet
it's served
potato.
to you, I'd be like, I don't know.
Just spit out the little bones. Don't worry about it. That's why my nephews always poke the meat in my stews. What is it, Uncle Al? It's food. Enjoy it. It's free. Eat it. They're always nervous because they don't know what's in the stew pot.
Yeah, you don't eat meat. That's right.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like today when I was cooking, and they say, "What part of the animal is this, Uncle Al?" It's a part you normally don't eat. They'll let you guess. I got it really cheap. No.
Nope.
Tripe.
Oh,
because they're butchering a lot of cows because they can't feed them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in my deep freeze a bunch of tripe. And people don't realize how good it is once you cook it. It's like menudo. Or is it menudo? No, it is
Why can't
menudo.
they feed the cows?
Like
the cows
either.
eat grass.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick to the porterhouse cut and the ribs.
Won't survive. I'll eat anything off an animal. and my family knows it because they say, Uncle Alan, what the hell is
Same
this?
Tennessee.
Yeah, my daughter has and her husband harvested a bunch of rabbits earlier last
Oh,
month.
good. They're
Yeah,
doing rabbit.
they're
Good.
doing rabbits. Um,
Are
they're
you and
also,
your wife going to
they're
get?
also learning that they when it gets hot, they need to go out there every day and check the water, not just fill a big thing up and expect it to last for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and put some frozen bottles out with them to cool them off.
Mm-hmm.
That's my concern about here too. Is it just if they do have a litter or anything, that the mommy will eat the litter because it gets so hot and humid, she'll stress, or she'll stress from the snakes.
Yeah.
It's like my friend says, python's good eating, rattlesnake's good eating. Well, we're kind of split on copperheads. Too hard to kill. Man, those things are nasty to kill. Because if you don't hit them with the first shot, they come after you. Damn snake.
Yeah.
Well, my dad, how old was he when he did this? All right, first, history, back it up. My dad was 8 years old. 8 years old or 7. Anyways, stepped off the front porch and got bit just above the ankle by a rattlesnake.
Oh, my.
They rushed him to the hospital. He was doing, They gave him the anti-venom, which back then was called horse serum, because it was developed by horses and stuff, and they nearly killed him. They were
so it was a dry bite then, maybe?
No, it wasn't a dry bite, but he turns out he was the one thing only that he was ever allergic to was the horse serum. He wasn't allergic to the snake bite until they gave him the horse serum. And they gave him horse serum, injected it down into the bite. And
what was in it though that made him that he had the reaction to?
Something in the horse's blood, because they inject the venom into horses to create the serum.
Oh, okay.
Antibody serum. And anyways, he where it begins going night.
Oh, night. Thanks for hanging out with us though. I know it's past your bedtime.
And so anyways, he wound up with his right leg, by the time he was full grown, was about that much shorter than his left leg. But
he was alive
as an adult in his 20s, froze. As an adult in his 20s, he was out hunting in the fields down there in Southern California, around Riverside County and stuff. And he's out pheasant hunting, and he's going through there, and all of a sudden he hears, rattlesnake there. Step back, shot it. Behind him, turn around. So he had the shotgun, shot that one. He killed 12 rattlesnakes standing in the one spot.
Oh shoot! He walked into the wrong spot.
Yeah.
No pheasant,
people
right?
say that rattlesnakes don't travel in bunches. You go, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
If you're
they go into like layers, I think, to get cool. They
lair or whatever. Yeah. But this was the middle of summertime, late summer.
Yeah, they were cooling off probably in the same area. They all probably knew the same area to get cool. Just like same thing with getting warm. The snakes will go underground together in a den.
Yeah.
All kinds of different snakes together too. Just like, what was that, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Right, that big snake pit where everybody's all balled up.
Yeah.
All the I have a funny story. During the last flood in Sacramento, where my great-grand aunt has her farm, I told the news crew, don't go into the barn until we checked everything. And I was loading up my 6-gun, and they said, oh, it doesn't look that dangerous. It's just muddy. We'll wear boots. And I'm looking at them, are you nuts? So Channel 3 News went into the barn, and I'm outside going, and they swing the camera up, because remember, back then the cameras were big on the shoulder. And they went like this, and the guy with the camera went backwards. He fainted. Guess what's in the rafters of the barn?
Snakes all over the place up there trying to stay out of the water.
Yeah, the whole barn, because if you watch on Channel 3 News, the whole barn ceiling and the second floor of the barn is covered with snakes. Garters, brown snakes, rattlesnakes, you name it. Any kind of snake was in that rafter.
Over the head.
Yeah, and that's why I was packing. and they're looking at me. Uh, can we go out? I said, move very slowly, because they were already. It sounded like a beehive in the barn,
Mm.
Yeah.
and I'm trying to drag the cameraman, and the newscaster lady said, "Don't worry about him. Grab the camera. That's the most expensive thing." And
No.
I'm looking at the lady. Snakes. And you're
Typical.
worrying about machinery, and this guy, he's bigger than me. Okay, I'm only uh let's see, 5'6". This guy was over 6 feet and carrying a camera. So you try to drag him out.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jeremy said, nuke it. Forget the barn, rebuild it, just nuke it. Yeah, the in California there, I mean, you get some of the floods and stuff. What the snakes do is insane.
Yeah.
And what's weird is in town of Alamo, which is south. All right, shoot. Anyways, it's on the East Bay, over the hills from Oakland and Fremont. It's over the hills and central Contra Costa, and it's going right up against Mount Diablo. Mount Diablo is the biggest mountain in Northern California for a footprint for radio antennas. And the developers were buying up land up toward on Mount, where the ranchers had up on Mount Diablo, and they're putting in housing tracts. Well, up this one draw, they said, "All right, what we want to do is we want you guys to go. The road's going to go up here, but first we want you to dig deep, put the storm, water, all the utilities down, and then we're going to fill it with 20 feet of fill above that to make for the road and stuff. And you'll just do, okay, no problems. We get to start digging in the one spot there. We hit the hard rock, and the excavator guy's beating on the rock because it's a hard sandstone.
Yeah.
Hooks the crack of a big rock. I'm talking about like 8 foot wide and about 6 feet tall. Hooks it, pulls it open, and it was a big cave full of rattlesnakes.
Oh shoot! No.
Yeah, you see him start hitting the horn and just start, the excavator's going backwards. He's hitting the horn, beep, 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 and he finally spins it around to see where he's going, and they're still all over the bucket.
Oh heck no.
Yeah.
That's when you beat the bucket on the ground. If
That's once he got far enough, he wanted to get far enough away so they wouldn't come up on the tracks and up into it. They were just swarming out of there.
Oh yeah. Yikes.
I don't think anybody wants to buy a house out there.
About 50 feet before he turned around, and he traveled another 150 feet, and they're still on there. And then he starts beating it. And, once it hit it once, they all fell off, and then he's smashing rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Wow, really? Yeah. You know where it is, Hardneck Farm, and you don't throw a big old, dynamite stick inside of it? I don't know. That might be kind of... Yeah, there you go, Tennessee. Thinking the same thing you are. C4 and just walk away.
But when the owner of the company heard about it, he came out there. They couldn't get within 250 feet of it because of all the rattlesnakes are still around on it and stuff. And he'd been smart. They'd put in the contract about dangerous wildlife in the area, endangering the area and stuff. Voided the contract with a penalty against the developer for all the expensive moves equipment on and off and stuff. And he goes, "We're out of here. Pack it up." And they loaded up, and they made $150,000 on the job by doing nothing other than anything else.
Yeah,
But yeah, we found out it took them months and months to get rid of all those rattlesnakes.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
They were showing, and not just during flooding, but it's saying in Northern California, the lakes, they're going on the lakes, I guess, to cool off, and people are having more encounters with snakes on the lakes.
Hi, Vika.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Out on the lake, just having fun with the fam, and then you see a big old snake coming at you or your kid.
Switch banners here. We're going to go with this one now. Yeah,
Oh, you don't own the land. Well, that's good. Let somebody else own that land. If it was my land, I think I'd do what Tennessee Tactical said, drop some C4 down in there.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
just like
It's a great use of the
if
drone.
it's a like a depression, type thing where all the snakes are at down there,
Yeah.
and that's one of the times you just go over there and you get something that's heavier than air gas, and in there.
Gas
I
them
don't know
out.
anything about it. I don't know how all the snakes died.
No clue. They just went to sleep.
I don't know who dumped that 55-gallon barrel of diesel and kerosene down there and lit it off.
Great. Flaming snakes.
I'm not sure who funneled propane into that big cave down there and it blew up. It just happened.
Flying snakes. Flying flaming snakes. Great.
Hey,
Sounds like snakes
not-
on the plane, but better.
Hey, it's not Sharknado, it's Snake NATO.
Flying, flaming snake NATO.
It get like I said, I've seen it all. A lot of new preppers. I'm looking at them like
Night-night.
it's like remember Gil, we were talking about the flower explosion,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and there's one prepper says you can put out a pan fire by throwing flour on it.
No, it's
Hell
explosive.
no. Pardon my language, but hell the F no.
Yeah, no.
I was watching like, what the hell is they doing?
Is
And
it
he's
baking soda? I forget
No.
which. It's
Baking
was-
one.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
regular
you can use baking
cooking-
soda, but he was using flour.
Yeah, and
Right.
flour is
and he threw
combustible.
it on an oily pan outside with fire. Guess what happened to that dumb new prepper?
He got burnt.
No
No
eyebrows.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his eyebrows disappeared. Just
Yeah,
like
the
that.
yeah. So back to prepper
I'm
since
so
Al
curious.
went
I know they
to
serve a
prepper.
purpose. I just don't
Yeah.
like
If-
the
what would be the
rattlesnakes
yeah.
and moccasins. Sorry.
What would be the first piece of advice, everybody in side chat included, the first piece of advice you would give
But they serve.
a new prepper, someone who wants to, I need to start getting prepared. I don't know what to do. What is the first thing you tell them to do?
Go to the Mormons instead of the preppers. You might live.
Good one, Carol.
I love it.
Sorry.
You might live.
I'm sorry. You know,
Carol, actually on that,
I'd say watch Gray Man Prepping, but with the A. You'd get
Yeah.
some
That-
good
that,
advice.
one of the first books I got back in 19
And Mama Bear.
froze in the 1970s was called Back to Basics by
I think I have that.
something or other Talmage.
So is he? I know which
James
one.
Talmage Stevens.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that would be, yeah, if you back in the time that was the book everybody went for. back in
Oh,
the
I'm thinking of a
70s and
different
80s.
Back to Basics
I have a copy of it.
of
Yeah.
homesteading.
Yeah.
The homesteading.
Someplace.
Nope, it's out there in the bookshelves.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
What? I've never heard that one. You can put out a fire with powdered coffee creamer. Is that what you ended up doing with the next bread that burned in the oven, Courtney? Just kidding. I love you. I love you. Please don't kill me.
Hey, Jack. It's Auslander.
hey Jack, how's it going?
Auslander.
Yeah,
How's it?
the
Being back on your channel, Auslander. How is it?
the main thing I would tell them to is forget the 72-hour kits.
Mm-hmm.
That's a death trap.
Yeah.
First thing you need to do is get water. Rules of three. 3 minutes without air, the average person dies. 3 days without water, the average person dies.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks without food, the average person dies. Water, you can't do much about air. You can't. You kind of hard to stockpile air. But
Deidre, you have to have your fire extinguishers. You need to check to make sure the date is good. Lowe's was selling ones that were bad when I
Yeah.
went to get mine. So check the date. And if you do have one that's over the date, you can go usually to a fire station and they'll tell you, or they will recertify it for you and put a tag on it.
Right. Or you go like I do. I have a store that sells fire extinguisher, commercial kinds, that's
Yeah.
bigger than what Gil's holding.
Yeah.
I have the commercial one with the funnel,
There you go. Yeah.
you make sure
and
it's
that's
in the green.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I like that one that has that thing on it.
every 6 months, or now, every time you do the change your clocks forward, change this batteries and the smoke detectors, take your fire extinguisher, like this, about 5 or 6 times. Make sure everything inside gets loose.
right, or to kick out.
Especially if you live near a freeway or railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Because there's you can be like a half mile away from the railroad tracks. There's still vibration from the trains going, and slow vibration will pack it down in, and it won't work.
I think I need to get a new one. I've never done that before. That was good advice, Gil. The guy didn't tell me that who gave me my tag. That was the weirdest thing when we were going to foster. You have to have one in your house.
Yeah.
That's part of the list that you check off of all the safety precautions.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lowe's one was expired. And don't you know, the guy who checked out right in front of me and heard me, I was like, do you have any more? I need this because they're going to inspect my house for being a foster parent. That was his business. He's like, you can come right out to my van. It's right out front. This is legit. I'm a firefighter and this is my side business. He goes, I've got the tags out there and I'll look at it and certify it for you. Oh, okay, I guess we're supposed to foster because who does that happen to?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I get a commercial grade one, because we have dairy and generators and all that stuff. And the one that Gil's holding, it's too small for us. We have to use the bigger one.
This has a plastic top on it, which I don't like, but it came with the house. But I have some of my other ones around that have the metal top on them and stuff. Several years ago, Kitty recalled all of their ones with plastic tops. This is first alert. The Kitty recalled them, and if you had one, you gave them the serial number and stuff. They sent you a new one free. So if you had a Kitty one, and if you still do have a Kitty one that has plastic on it, go to their website, see if you can get it exchanged, and they'll send you a free one. But you got to give them they should have serial numbers on it to designate it. And you just give them the serial number and everything else, so they know that someone else hasn't already claimed one for that one.
Right.
But wait, I thought you started a bonfire with it, Wide Family Farm. I didn't know you actually extinguished the fire. I thought it just started a bonfire and you joined Dustin out there, both naked, dancing around the bonfire. So that's not how the story went?
With body paint.
Yeah, and body paint. Yeah.
The red fire extinguishers are from the 70s, and it worked once. Fine.
Yeah, just fine. The thing is, so with fire extinguishers, if there's nothing around to make it vibrate,
yeah,
it should be fine. And if you turn it all the time, it'll be fine, so long as it's in the green. Oh, in the green. These will some of them, if they when they service them, if they don't clean the top of it when they screw the top in and out, and clean it really well, and when they put the top back in, if you get a couple grains of powder there, it can bleed off in a year.
And which it does. That's why I dunk mine into a water tank, and I look for bubbles and stuff. If you see bubbles, take it to the shop, because I have a shop, and they'll exchange it or give you a brand new commercial one.
That was awesome. The bread fire for the recreation video. That was.
Ah, boy.
Oh, I'll be darned. I saw that.
Yeah. I didn't think coffee creamer would, was something good to use for an extinguisher.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of new preppers are doing a lot of weird things. I could drink out of the toilet with my life straw.
I read about it on the internet, or I saw it on YouTube. Someone said you could do it.
Or Jill, how about that one on Facebook? And I told the kid, you always drink upstream from the herd. And he said, oh, the water's fine. Do you know what Gil and I knows what cows do in the stream?
Oh,
What?
I know what cows do in the stream. Ew.
Yeah. That's why you go upstream.
Same thing as what Boy Scouts do in the stream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always drink water from upstream but it came off the glacier. What's on top of the glacier? Caribou.
Caribou.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like I got a headache.
Caribou. It's like, isn't that caribou poo? Isn't like big rabbit pellets?
Yeah, and it's in the
They
water.
float too.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's like, and I heard somebody like, you could drink water out of a swimming pool if you do the special filter.
Yeah. Once
God, my head hurts.
out back in my
Yeah, this size fire extinguisher. This is a. Where is it here? She doesn't. Come on. Where is the size on it here?
Stuart, that's awful.
It's household for ABC.
This is BC.
Looks like a kitchen one.
This is just BC, and come on. Where's the poundage on it here?
I have a big one. I don't know what happened to it though.
Yeah, this is probably just a 1 pounder. Yeah, this one is if you are there with us when the fire starts, you got a good chance of putting it out. If you wake up in the middle of the night and there's a fire in another room and nobody's in that room, close the door and go outside and call the fire department. Go outside.
Thanks,
if the fire's already going, this ain't going to do squat.
No.
Right.
I actually
make it worse.
Like that.
Because I seen one guy, I told him, don't put it out. Let the fire department. Oh, no, I'll just go back in the house and put it out with the fire extinguisher. No. And it's like, it's the same guy that's why I gave barbecue to him. Because they burned down their backyard. Oh, yeah. I could do hibachi in a red flag zone. Do you know how much they fined him? After his yard caught on fire and burned the neighbor's acreage, because I'm in a farming community. So we're
$2,000.
25,000 because he paid for the fire crew to go out there, put out water and everything. Yeah. I'm like, and you got to fix the guy's fence. So I cooked a nice pork short rib dinner with cauliflower and beans and rice. Green beans.
Let me all right. So, CERT, Community Emergency Response Team.
I know how to do that as a teacher.
They do the fire extinguisher training, and they got plenty of videos out here on it. And here's a video on the on fire, how they do the fire.
Oh, okay. How they flip it.
They're doing the testing on it and everything else.
Yeah, it's a sweeping motion at the base of the fire where the fire meets the thing that's burning.
Yeah.
That's what we had to do.
Aim at the base. Yeah.
Aim at the base. Yeah.
One of the things I like, the way that one does, okay, these are all using the wood ones. Our CERT program got the fancy stuff. We had the one that was a propane powered fire with the sensors all over the thing. So, and basically you had your fire extinguisher didn't shoot the powder, it shot water, and it atomized the water, so it looked and sounded and felt like you were shooting the powder. And unless you hit those sensors, it wouldn't go out. So you could be spraying there. You're spraying too high, and when they sprayed down and started hitting the sensors at the base of the fire would go out.
That's what he said, Stuart.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pull the pin, aim at the base, squeeze the handle, and sweep side to side.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
But if you have a local CERT program, get involved in it. Sometimes certain programs, especially like the one I was involved in Martinez, because it didn't cost anything to recharge those the training fire extinguishers. Oh, we lost Carol. Would we put on free classes on how to use a fire extinguisher? And what's interesting is that those water ones that we were using, we actually used them to put out some real fires,
Right.
because they work just like a regular powder one. And it was a
Sorry.
Come
Wrong
on.
button.
There she is.
Wrong button.
Yeah. She's caught in a circle there. There she is. And we spray, we using like on a small grass fire, like you're talking maybe a 6-foot round little fire. We used a couple of those on it, and it put it right out.
Oh, I forgot to ask you guys. Did you see the one for the PSA with the puppets and nuclear blasts?
Night, Idaho Garden Girl. Let us know about if you want to, participate.
Yeah.
The 4th is the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with her. I gotta go. I gotta go to sleep. But before I go, did anybody see that nuclear PSA that I forget one of the counties down south near LA? They had one with a guy singing and dancing, playing a guitar. You have a nuclear blast, and they had a mushroom cloud, and he's singing and dancing. Did you see that one, Gil?
I didn't see it, but they mentioned it on Corsair Trainers live stream about it, and
It's stupid.
What?
The other one was really stupid with the puppets. They had puppets. They had Muppets, and they were telling if you see a nuclear blast, and they have a
the
cartoon
training,
blast.
you mean, for a certain state?
No, this is a public service announcement.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
For nuclear blast, and they show you the puppet like, and here's the puppet went inside the house. He's safe, and here's the Muppet who didn't, and the Muppet's on fire.
Nice.
Yeah, $30 million.
Melting off to like a little Muppet skeleton.
Yeah, so going into your house will protect you from thermonuclear radiation.
Yeah, like that's really gonna help you a lot.
Yeah, I
maybe a little bit here in Florida. We have a little tiny advantage because we have the CBS built homes, but
right, but
not much.
Not much, but it's like people have windows, flying glass and radiation and thermal blasts. It gets a little weird when I see these PSAs.
They pulled it off of YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
They pulled it.
Oh, Cosmic has a new picture he posted. I want to see it as part of the scope that he has for the.
So it's on his channel?
Yeah. Is it a short, Cosmics, or a photo in your community?
Oh, yeah. It's his, whatchamacallit?
It's astrophotography.
Right. It's on his telescope that he points out to the sky, and it tracks, and it.
Yeah, he even showed that in a short what he uses, because I asked him.
It's a short. Yeah, it's a short video.
Oh, okay. I want to watch it and give you credit, but I just wanted to see the picture.
The link for it. There's the link.
Okay, folks, I got to get some sleep because
all right,
tomorrow's the 2nd. I got a mahjong game, and I got to do safety checks on these elderly people. It's fine. It's 102 in here. Go to a cooling center, because they'll sit there with a fan in front of them, and they say, it's fine. No, it's hot. We're going. Get in the car.
Hey, everyone, it's a slick little video he did there. So go ahead and open that in another tab and watch it when we're done.
All right, folks. Night.
All right, see you later, Al.
Night. Have a good one.
Oh no, that's the video. Like I said, the photo just on his community tab.
Oh, okay.
Let me go back to his thing, community tab.
Oh yeah, how cool.
Oh, the picture he took.
Very cool. Yeah, you can see that it is Jupiter. That's amazing.
There it is. That's what he wanted to do with that.
That's
thumbs up.
Great.
There you go.
Yeah, big thumbs up.
Cool. Oh, yeah,
Hold on. I'm leaving my comment.
yeah. All righty. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop that back down.
Oh, I don't know if you finished your rules of 3 because
Yeah. Yeah. So water is the first thing you're going to tell a new prepper to start storing. And I know that Mama Bear Prepper, all caps Mama Bear, Tasha, is doing all week long. She's doing about water.
did you see Wide Family Farm has to go? She says, I have to go. I have a cattle drive tomorrow on Frontier.
I got to pull the wagon on the Oregon Trail.
That is the best exit ever. Totally believable. Sure.
Yeah.
Have a great night, Wide Family Farm.
Good night, Courtney.
Make sure you got your chili beans with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gail. Sorry.
So,
Rule of 3.
Yeah, not a problem. So, you new prepper, tell me, make sure they have water. Tell them not to get discouraged storing water.
Yeah.
Because that the baseline for emergency preparedness is a gallon per day per person.
Yeah.
And 90% of that is going to be drinking water, or like water to make your coffee, water to make your oatmeal, water that you're going to consume, not water to boil the spaghetti and pour off, not water to wash the pots. It's water that to make your cream of wheat, your oatmeal, whatever it is you're also going to consume that water as well. So 1 gallon per day per person. And people go, oh wow, okay, so that's 5 gallons for my family because there's 5 of us.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
And then okay, 5 gallons per day, and you want to work up to having at least 10 days to 14 days to begin with. And then all of a sudden I start going, oh, that's 50 gallons for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 55-gallon barrels around, or they have those water cubes that are 5 gallons each. You start getting some of those. You don't have to do it all at the first day. You buy one, next week buy another, buy next week. Oh, I can afford 2, so I get 2. Build it up. Food. Number 1 rule when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Store what you eat and eat what you store. Don't store crap you're not going to eat and don't like. Oh, we're getting this here. It was on a great sale. Do you like it? No, but we got it good in an emergency. We can eat it. You ain't going to want to eat it in an emergency. And you don't want to get something that everybody in your family is going to go, oh, we got to eat this, because that just lowers everybody's morale. And in a disaster, that really makes things bad. And just start working on it. Just work out, figure out what you eat now.
Yeah,
Make it right down. Make a list of stuff you eat the most of. Like I know we used to eat hamburger is probably the number 1 thing we eat, because we eat hamburger with hamburger help, all the different hamburgers helpers, spaghetti sauces, making hamburgers, homemade chili, chili beef casserole. Oh, it's to die for. My wife's chili beef casserole. Actually, it's to kill for, not to die for. And whatever so you don't store equal amounts of everything. If you're eating a lot of one thing, you store a little bit more of that. And work on menus. Figure out menus so you know what you're going to be eating for 10 days. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Don't try to do it all at once unless you just hit the lottery and you can hire somebody in to do your stuff, all the paperwork for you, so you don't get burnt out.
Chris, I'm so happy for you. I was reading some of that earlier. That's wonderful. Yeah, that just trying to figure that water thing out is so hard.
Yeah. Now here's a hint.
Like where to put it.
Yeah. If you're not in an apartment, you're a little bit better off. If you have a garage that you have space that you can work around, you're even better off. Check around your local area, even if you got to go out 40 miles to be local, but check around for any of these distilleries, these local distilleries. What a lot of them do is they don't brew everything there.
Yeah.
They'll bring in the IBC totes full of like potato alcohol or grain alcohol that's at 190 or higher proof. They bring it in and then they cut it and they blend it and they do stuff with it to make their particular flavored alcohol they're selling. Well, once they're done with those totes, they don't reuse those totes. They get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because it's food grade tote, one use only type situation. You can probably pick those up dirt cheap from them.
So then, but how, like when you get those IBC totes, what do? Get a filter for your hose and fill it up with your hose? Like, how are you filling up something so
okay? First thing to understand about water does not go bad. It can become contaminated, but water doesn't go bad. Okay. It does go flat, which is easy to fix. So if you have an IBC tote and it's had alcohol in it, you want to get the thread adapter on the bottom, and it'll have either one of three type threads of connectors on the bottom of the valve. Let me see if I can bring a picture here for this so to show you guys.
I'm trying, Alexander. It's hard. I have a husband that doesn't get into it at all. He doesn't get into that or the gardening.
IBC tote. Images, tote, the valve. Okay. Come on, where's the good one? They're showing all these other adapters. I want to see the actual tote valve. Okay. So those are ones for sale. Okay, there we go. There's the tote valve. This is the 2-in-1 valve. The threads on here. Threads on here. Actually, let me make this bigger. Even save image. Images.
But whatever you hook up to it, do you need a filter for it if it's coming out of your hose to keep that water?
I'm going to get to that. So let me make this bigger here. There it is. All right, so this is the at the bottom here. The threads here are 2-inch iron pipe thread. This little divot right back here is a cam lock fitting. You can get them for either one to go on there.
What a cam lock fitting is that the ones that snap on?
You got the since it's got the threads on here, you go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, whatever. You get a PVC fitting that is female iron pipe thread on the one side and female slip PVC on the other side. Then you get you get a male slip to go inside that female portion, and then it has a 3/4 inch thread on it, and you just put a hose bib on there. Then you screw it all together, and now you have a hose. You can attach a hose to it.
Okay.
Really simple and easy. It has a valve here. It turns on and off, so you can do that. Now to fill it, let me go ahead and drop that down. To fill these, on the top, it has an opening on the top here. See on this one here how they put a pump in?
Yeah, that's the ones I've seen that have the open top, which
the open top. All of them have the open top. Let me go back away from the open top here, and let me see top. cap. There we go. And this is what the caps are either going to be solid, not very often, or they have 2-inch iron pipe thread on it. And if it has 2-inch iron pipe thread, you can screw in a fitting on there. This goes to the cam lock, but you can just screw in get a 2-inch male thread with a 3/4 inch female thread on there, screw it on there, and hook a garden hose up to fill it up that way. Filling it up, you know, mine, I just put the garden hose, I just take the garden hose, make sure it's running clear, stick the garden hose up in there and just fill it up. Because I've been drinking out a garden hose since I was a little twert, you know. It's, you know.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's a lot different now than when we were young.
But so you fill up, you can get the garden hose filters. Garden G-A-R. Garden hose camper F-I-L-T camper filters. See if that brings this up. Yeah, you can get these little filters. Where is it? There it is. You know, for your RV, you know, whatever. You can get these little filters and hook up to the garden. You know, here it is coming off.
I've seen those. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
seen those.
you fill it that way. That way, you know, it's a little bit safer. It takes out some of the chlorine out of it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why you take the chlorine out of it? You're storing it. You want the chlorine in there.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's a good point. I didn't know that.
Because basically it's going to help keep any algae from growing.
Okay. That's another thing. Do you have to paint those IBC totes because of the algae?
Let me go back to the IBC totes here. Okay. Now, most of the ones you're probably going to find are going to be the opaque ones, clear ones. If you have it in your garage, probably the easiest thing to do is go to Harbor Freight, get some of the moving blankets, and cover it.
Cover it. Yeah, we have no room in our garage. We have a 1-car garage.
What I've seen some people do is they'll get one of these. These are wide across the front. They're 40 inches wide, 48 inches long, deep, whatever, going that.
Yeah.
And get a piece of plywood, put it on top, and then pile stuff that you have on the floor. That you would normally, you know, boxes and stuff. Just go ahead and pile it on top.
Yeah.
That way you don't lose all your floor space storage.
Okay.
Once you have it filled up, you know, with plywood on there. Now some of them, they're going to show it here.
Ours is, my dad gave me his tools when he retired, and I have a work space that's really long. And I also have 2 of those armoires to store things in. So, and then also we have our gas generator in there and my husband's lawnmower. So there's not much I could stack that's out of that stuff.
I actually have one of these that's blue.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've got
seen
one
you with
blue.
those. Yeah.
Here's one that's black.
That's
black
cool.
The black ones really keep the light out.
Yeah.
They're harder to find though, but it keeps the light out a lot better.
Oh crap. Auslander just said a note. Snakes like to hide under them. I just found a small snake, actually, Auslander. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not in your country.
Yeah.
Maybe
and things like here, you can get new 55-gallon barrels for $78. I remember doing these, you know.
They were cheaper before.
Yeah.
Like
they were $34 4 years ago.
Yeah, right. Before this stuff.
Yeah.
They were much cheaper. And then people started prepping.
Yeah. Now
and gardening too. They grab them for that.
In California, I found some places where I was picking those up for $5 each used.
Yeah.
And what they had in them, sometimes they had dish soap in them. They brought in dish soap. Hey, I'm going to use dish soap to wash it out anyways. It's already got soap in it. I just got to spray it till it stops foaming.
What are those called? I can't. My computer's too small. But what are those called?
The barrels?
Yeah, just
55-gallon barrel.
55 gallon, but like food safe, right?
Yeah, food grade.
Food grade.
Yeah, and they come in either white or blue. You want to get blue if it's going to, better for it. But yeah, you can cover these up. You can, if you're like my wife, what she'd do is she grabs a couple of my moving blankets and she'd get the sewing machine out and she would cut it and sew it so it drops over it like a regular thing. So it's
yeah, it looks like somebody did that right here on Craigslist.
Hey, let me make you big.
It almost looks like those things you put on picnic tables.
Yeah, they use the plastic ones there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So you can do whatever however you want to do it. Do I got it in here? Hang on, let me go look. I gotta look for something here. See if I got it here.
Oh no, they used an aluminum wrap. I'm reading the description. They airbrushed it to make it look like that.
Okay.
That's wild.
Images, phone.
I still need somebody to set up my rain barrel.
Camera. Nope, not that one. I'm checking my folders here for something here to show. No, shoot, I think I pulled them off.
The older dudes are always so cool. Look at all those rain barrels he's got hooked up together. That's a lot of water he's got stored. Because you're going to need water too for your plants that you're growing.
Exactly.
Yikes.
Shoot.
I need to move.
I saved it here. I don't got it here. Oh, but I do have something else here. I can share this picture here real quick.
You can use it decoratively too.
They make these are called water cubes.
I've seen those.
Making them, and I like this one because it's got the bigger cap on it. It has sensor on it. So that's that. What were you going to show?
I was just going to say you can use them decoratively in your garden. Look, he put all the blue ones in the back wall, and it almost looks decorative.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great idea. I like the cubes. I wish we could make like a little shed out of your water cubes, but then they wouldn't be weighted once you empty them.
Yeah. But if you can afford it, there are other ones you can get to, different sized ones that are you get the so that's a two. Actually, let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That would be awesome. I didn't even think of that for the weight loss challenge. And all the guys, big case of honey buns or Little Debbie's.
All right. Hang on. I'll grab some stuff.
Yeah, those are great. I like the blocks.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Q. Food preps in a climate-controlled storage between 70. Yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Just make sure they're protected from mice in case that building has a problem with mice.
Exactly. And make sure their climate control actually works. Someone was doing that, went in, checked it out, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's air conditioned." They went in there and it was like 90 degrees in there.
Oh, horrible.
And before they hadn't moved anything in, they were just getting ready to go, and they went and complained. Yeah, okay, no, give us, we're fine. We're canceling our check. We ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
The water tanks come in different size. Don't always go after the. You don't have to get new if you can find if you're a deal hunter, you can find good food grade ones cheap. Like I said, the one that had some of the ones I got had soap in them. Others had corn syrup in them.
Interesting.
Plain, unflavored corn syrup. And so what do you do once you wash it out? And corn syrup is very water soluble. And you fill it halfway full, roll it around a bunch, and use that water to water your yard or whatever. And then put some Dawn soap in there a little bit, fill it up. Fill it up. 5-10 gallons, shake it around, and rinse it out. Once all the soap bubbles have disappeared, then you're ready to put water in it. Let me grab my book over here so I can quote this exactly right.
Where is the Gardening Warrior Q? Proverbs, like the first one about walking with the wise.
All right, this is the CERT Field Operation Guide.
Yeah. Not to sit in the seat of the scoffers.
First major page.
Wow.
Water purification.
Oh,
That's
cool.
how important it is. Cloudy water, 16 drops per gallon. Clear water, 8 drops per gallon. Of bleach. Unscented, plain, old Clorox bleach.
Is that an insert book or?
This is a book that you basically the field manual comes in different forms.
Okay.
You can get it in PDF or whatever else, but this is right in the rain.
Okay.
Took it and just so this is all right in the rain material. You can dump this in water. It's not going to do anything bad. It's
That's
waterproof.
Okay.
But it's a format. It's the same. All the information is the same. For them to be able to put cert on it, it has to meet Homeland Security guidelines.
Okay.
And so this is the one off of Amazon. I mean, this is one you can get off of Amazon. I got our program got these from Homeland Security and was giving them out to all the new members. And
Cool.
we got a grant. We got a Homeland Security grant, and basically say we want the booklets. Okay, here's the book, and they gave us all the stuff for it. So water actually doesn't go bad. H2O is H2O. It can get contaminated with crap. You can get algae growing on it from the sunlight. You get photosynthesis from any bacteria that didn't get killed in your water system and stuff. You know, start growing green stuff. That's what the drops of bleach are for, is to kill anything in there if you're storing fresh water. Now, in 5 years from now, you have to use that water. You're going to crack it open, and you're going to go, this tastes nasty. Doesn't have a bleach taste to it anymore, but it tastes, ugh. Well, what has happened in the 5 years, all the air has risen out of the water. So if you have a container and it's full of water, and after a while, also you got air up there. Well, all the air that was when you poured it in there, it was aerated into the water, has bubbled out of it, and so the water is flat. It's got it basically has no air in it. So it tastes different. It tastes flat, And one way you can do it, you put it in a jug and you just shake it up, get all that air bubbles back into it, and it's good again. Say, oh, it tastes great now. For the big tanks and stuff, what I recommend some people do, get it now. Get a couple of those fish tank air stones in the long tubing for it, and the little itty bitty air pump. Put it in a Ziploc bag, tape it to the side of your barrels or whatever. You only need one set, and when you need to, if you in years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever, and you need to get water out, you just plug that air pump in with the stone, put the stone in the bottom, give it 10-15 minutes, aerate the air back into the water, and it'll taste great.
Oh, I just found a good link. Hold on. A really good link.
Ouch, I just saw what Homestead, what Robert put in there.
Hold on.
Freeze-dried eggs have doubled to $100 per 10-pound can. Oh.
Here's the certification for emergency preparedness, like the basic course PDF online. It's certification for basic training, participant manual, but then it also goes into everything.
Yeah.
It looks like something actually cities send people to set up their teams.
Hang on, let me switch over here. I gotta go to the page here to pull that off.
Good.
Open a new tab. Okay. Oh, so that's the manual. That's the participant manual.
Okay. Is that similar to what you have, or is this more
all right,
like community organizer type?
This is the basic manual.
Okay.
All right. It does get updated now and then as things change. The big update came from when
Wow, that's crazy.
shoot, let me think, 2007, I think was the big update.
Mhm.
Noel Cross of Contra Costa Animal Service got a grant to do another module for animals, for
Oh, okay.
how to deal with animals and stuff, and that got added to it.
Good.
And so they updated it, a little section on animals. It was another 4-hour portion to go for the program.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's what's for the basic program. But then there is an extension of a 20-hour class for dealing with animals that she wrote up, and the binders just as big as the other one, and it deals more on that. And generally, those manuals are sent out to all the animal services for them to put on classes from people that already had the CERT training but wanted to do something with the animals, and they did a 20-hour class so that how to set up a mobile animal shelter.
Okay, so this is basically the manual you would get with your basic training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is this the one here? Hang on, I'm going to make myself big for a second.
Okay. Who would be taking the classes though, Gil? Like in.
See, I have the instructor guide, which has everything in there. All it has is some more information, but what's in here, this is twice as big as that, but this is the instructor's guide with all the extra information on it. But it has that manual in here, plus notes for the instructors on how to teach it. But I got.
Oh gosh, it sounds horrible, Auslander. Who's teaching that? About drinking water with dead animals or camel, you know what? Yeah, I would think that's false and fake teaching too. That's disgusting.
But generally, the ones we were getting in our county, the county got a grant from Homeland Security to print them. So most big counties have to print their own materials, and so they got the PDF, printed it off, spiral bound it, and gave one to each participant. But this is This is 2019. I would say this is fairly up to date.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so you can read through everything here. FEMA has online on the Independent Studies program the course. However, that course will not certify you because there are certain classroom things you have to do. So if you do the online course, get the certificates from that, and go to your local cert, say, this is what I've completed, they can flush you out with the hands-on portion of it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which takes about 12 to 16 hours.
Ooh, that's not cool. I don't have that time.
Well,
right
8 hours of it is 8 hours of it is usually a Saturday exercise.
Okay.
Run out and you put out fires, you have to search a building, you have to render first aid, you go through all these different stages of
okay. Like what they're going through in the manual, they're having you do it to see how you would respond.
do it in the classroom a little bit, but this is sort of like your test, but you're not individual. You go out there as teams and stuff and help out.
Okay.
And the funniest one I ever saw in one of these was the one my son went through.
Uh-oh.
He was 14 at the time when he went through it.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that thought to bring his manual with him.
Oh.
And they're out there, they're like, oh, what do you do? And he goes, we do this, this, and this. They all look, are you sure? He pulled up manual. Yeah. He pulled up the manual. See, right here. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And
yeah, right.
We allowed to have the manual with us? And he goes, and he quoted one of the things I said in the class that everybody forgot. The class is to teach you. One of the purposes of the class is to teach you to where to look for it in your manual.
Good for him.
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
Drink the spaghetti water. Why not?
Yep.
Cool, let it cool down and drink it.
Yep. If it's egg water and you can't drink it, go ahead and pour it on your plants. Any of the calcium that's leached into the water would be happy for.
If you read a book which states you can drink water with dead animals in it or camel pee, you're reading a fall. Yeah. No.
His name was Mo, and he was a caravan robber. I've never heard of this fellow. Was he like a local Auslander? Like who? Or are you just being cheeky down there in the side chat?
All righty. You drop that back down. And that back down. But yeah, so so we covered water. I think we covered water pretty good. Does anybody have any more questions about water? Give a few seconds in the side chat to pop it up. There is, if you raise tropical fish, you probably know a lot about water quality and stuff. If you raise koi, you really know about water quality.
Yeah.
I know with most fish tanks and stuff, you get the water, you got to add dechlor to the water, let it sit for a couple hours before you add it to the tank to get rid of the chlorine and the chloramine.
Yeah.
2 different things. Chloramine is harder to get rid of. Chlorine will off-gas, chloramine won't.
Yeah.
Chloramine is what a lot of municipalities are using now because it doesn't smell as much as chlorine, but they can put more in the water before people start objecting to it. In case they've had an accident somewhere and they've redoing it, they want to clean the water system, or they've had an accident in the pipe breaking or something, they're fixing it.
I wonder, of course, bad water would have a very bad effect on humans, but I wonder what these chemicals to purify our water, like their long-term effects are building up in our system.
Building up, that's the thing. That's one of the things. Like, what's the one? Fluoride.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they added fluoride to all the waters.
And our toothpaste.
We still got cavities. Yeah. And we brush our teeth 3 times a day. After every meal, we brushed our teeth. 4 times.
It can stain your teeth if you overdo fluoride. It can give you those like whitish patches on your teeth, which aren't good, which doesn't make any sense when it's supposed to help your teeth. It's crazy. I don't understand the whole fluoride thing. No, he was around in the 6th and died. Did you mean 60s maybe? Oh, 7th century. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Talked about food storage for beginners. Most beginners just need to realize they don't need to go out and buy freeze-dried food. They don't need to buy the number 10 cans up here, unless, of course, they have and they normally buy them anyways. They don't need to buy the big containers of, what is that, peanuts or animal cookies? Unless they got a lot of kids. Of course, my daughter has probably about 4 of those in her food storage and rotates them through just to keep the kids happy. They don't need to get the under Carol there, the big bags of rice, unless they're already doing that and they're going through it. They're just buying the little, the box of, the 5-pound box of minute rice. Fine, buy an extra one. If it's on sale, buy 2 extra. What we used to love was Albertsons, Safeway, and I can't remember the other one, all under the same umbrella company in California, would have these 10 for 10 sales. So you get like the store brand hamburger helper, 10 of them for $10. We stocked up on a lot of our favorites that way when that sale was on, and it would usually last until the next time the sale come around. And then after a while, we started stocking more. So we started rotating it, and so my wife probably has one of these wire racks here, one shelf that's just full, or maybe
Mhm.
2 shelves now. They're full of Hamburger Helper,
Mm.
and that's the boys love that stuff, and so she goes through it, trying to be best to be PC here, simply stating facts in their book. Facts about what is written in their book.
I'm
The
trying to follow you, but I'm so like not. So I'm sorry, Oz.
yeah.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Certain
Yeah.
prophet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just so you just tell people, they're asking how do I start prepping? Just you go into the grocery store. Are you buying stuff on sale? Buy a couple extra items that you would normally be getting. If you're gonna go buy like 2 jars of mayonnaise, buy 3 instead of 2. You're gonna buy several cans of the Progresso soup because the Progresso soup's on sale. Buy several more, and just do that every time. And pretty soon you're going to have more food on hand. Also, first thing to tell preppers: don't go out and buy I almost used one of my grandmother's terms, poop load of supplies and haul it in the house in one trip.
Yeah, because then all your neighbors know it's there.
Yes.
But also, too, if it's a poop load of supplies and you don't know about dates and you're not rotating your stuff out by the time you get to it, it might not be so great.
Yeah.
That's great, Carden Moriyuki. Yeah, I have to do that kind of too.
Yeah.
Because of the being gluten free and all.
My one of the boys' favorite hamburger helpers was cheesy enchilada. They hated the cheese on it though, and so my wife was always tossing that white cheesy crap stuff, packet that you got away, and the boys loved the Costco cheese blend where it has the 4 different cheeses in it and stuff. And so they sprinkle that on it. And finally, my wife got tired. I'm throwing this cheese crap away, so I'm wasting money there. And she experimented till she almost duplicated exactly the flavor of cheesy enchilada. And she had a big jar up in the cupboard where she mixed it all together. And make it herself.
She got it. That's awesome.
And rather than using the rice that came with it, which you have to cook for 20 minutes, hey, minute rice.
Yeah. Like minute rice.
Boom, boom. And you cook up the hamburger, drain it, add the water, throw it all in the same pan, and boom, you're done. And she really liked it.
Yeah, that Auslander, that's my problem right now. And I bought with my birthday money preps, and my family decided to not rotate and put back. They just used what I got to have as preps. And I'm kind of a little ticked about it right now. Kind of. Because,
so they ate it down rather than ate and replace.
Exactly. Love you, honey. Yeah. Yeah, they, but that my husband doesn't understand the whole concept of prepping. He just, and he doesn't have time. In fairness to him, he's worked to the bone. We're both exhausted by the time the weekend comes, and the weekend doesn't stop either. It keeps going with stuff to do and kids to take care of. And
someplace to check around where you're at is some of these, well, not so much at Costco and Sam's Club anymore.
Yeah.
But they back 20 years ago, they used to do it. But I know here in the Northwest in California, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho and stuff, Nevada, there's a chain out here called Winco, Winning Company. That's what it stands for, Winning Company.
Smart.
And it's employee get it's employee owned. So when you become an employee, you start getting shares for towards retirement. Oh, anyway, I'm not sure how it all works, but the prices in there on some of the stuff is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
For the Winco brands, and then they have the non-branded totally stuff. Do I have one in here? No, I don't. But it's got a 10-pound box of extra wide egg noodles. When every place else was selling it at $2.50, $4 a pound, 99 cents a pound if you got the 10-pound box. So basically $9.90 for 10 pounds of the extra wide egg noodles.
Yeah.
We got 4 of them in storage.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So then, it's when if a person can find deals like that, okay, I'm going to spend a little extra money, boom,
grab them.
and I just saved.
Yeah, and these were
8-inch packages.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. It was the prior to school like sales on my daughter will have one juice pouch every morning. So all her juice pouches were on sale. And I just grabbed a ton of them at Walmart because they were a really good price. Well, now I turn around and there's 2 boxes left of the 6 that I bought, and no replacements have happened. And the same thing with when the Polaner fruit spread goes on sale, which, I'm going to make jelly, so that's okay. But still, like, put it back. Same thing with the peanut butters. Like, that's for my kids, our kids. Put it back. Just
replace it.
Yeah, just replace it so we have at least a certain amount set aside. Auslander, what I do is I have actually a pantry that we take out of and we rotate out of. We have 2 other side pantries, but like our fluids, that sounds horrible. What we drink, it has to be stacked on the floor, here and there, like at the bottom of the pantry, behind me on the floor, because we just don't have room. My mom moved in, and my son is actually in our bedroom right now, so we are packed.
Probably one of the my favorite things to get was that Costco was the only one that was carrying it for the longest time. And then Sam started to carry it, and then Walmart started to carry it. But I just did a video, put out a video on it today on the canned meats, the canned chicken, the big cans of canned chicken, roast beef, and then of course I scored some good stuff from when it was on sale at Costco, the albacore tuna.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I meant to tell you, it's great for a diet, but if you're doing it for health, tilapia has omega-6, not omega-3 fatty acids in it. Omega-6 are not good for your heart. They're usually a very highly processed fish, like not fed well. Because I saw that you picked some tilapia up.
Yeah.
Fine to, for health, healthy as far as compared to eating other things. But fish wise, don't eat a lot. Don't eat much because.
What about cod?
Cod could be good. It's really your fatty fishes that are good for you. The ones that are actually hard to eat because they have such a density to them, like the salmon, the mackerel, sardines. Sardines usually come with the calcium. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go sardines or
mahi. That's pretty good, and that's a white fish, and it's not as fishy.
Yeah, I was looking at the salmon that was they had there at Costco, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to wait till my wife comes back up before I start stocking up on salmon, because they had so many different varieties and stuff, and some of them.
That's taken up that corner unit. I can't put something on there. That's my father's. That's from the farm. Sorry, but thank you for the ideas. Yeah, I can put things maybe up in our bedroom, but a lot of our places, even up above, are kind of taken. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Gil.
Yeah, I was just.
Oh. And then
yeah. good points he was making there. Anyways,
Yeah, it is good advice.
yeah. The salmons were ranging anywhere from what I consider a decent price to holy hell.
Yeah.
Pardon my French, but
Yeah.
whoa. And then I go, well, this box, okay, and it said 6 in it. It's like $25 for 6 salmon steaks.
That's crazy. Yeah,
unless those are big old steaks, no.
Yeah, we get pretty good prices, and I think Q does this too. We do the boxes, the monthly boxes, butcher box, and I get a
3
bag of
cases of
salmon.
wild caught salmon, 20 pounds of frozen halibut. You're gonna can your halibut this month? Okay, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, my youngest son wants to put in a aquaponic system.
Wow.
That raises that basically, as part of it is the tilapia.
Yeah, tilapia is usually the one they use. Yeah.
And
it's it's a prolific fish. Like it will.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to add any chemicals to it. So they'll be pooping a lot, and then the plants will be eating all the poop, and
the tilapia eats the poop. That's the problem with the tilapia.
They eat their own poop?
They eat their own poop. A lot of it. That's what kind of turned people off from tilapia when they saw the farming and seeing them with poop. Lots of poop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's still like a survival. Hey.
Yeah. The what was the other fish?
If you don't want to eat it, you can feed it to your plants. It's very good for your soil. It's burying fish.
Yeah, get your garden going. Super good.
Yeah, super good. Like the Indians Native Americans, used to do. Yeah, Auslander, I have to say, they don't touch my freezer. And I got the one that stands up.
Oh, Q scored. Wow.
Wow, what a nice gift, Q. That is a huge score.
Yeah.
Really nice. Smart. That's smart.
Fortunately, though, for us, well, my wife and I only had 3 kids, my daughter and 2 boys. Daughter's married. She's got her own chest freezers and stuff over there. The 2 chest freezers I have here, the boys aren't up here. They're in California.
Yeah.
My wife has, they have 1 chest freezer and an upright. She's eaten down the upright because it was, because every time they opened it up, it kicked on. The upright was great for seeing where everything was, but it just, and with PG&E, that's the Pacific Gas and Electric Company, they get power from, robbing everybody, bending them over the barrel and stabbing them in the back.
Yikes.
She said it's not worth that, and one of my trips here, I may wind up bringing that one up here, and just have her get another one of those 7 cubic foot chest freezers to store stuff in down there.
Yeah.
But if we bring that up here, that will just be okay. We got it. We got the big bags of chicken breasts, or we got the big things from Costco of the chubs, hamburger chubs. You get the package has 5 1-pounds in it, and we'll just stock that full, close it, not open it up, but maybe once a month when we take several things out and transfer it to the other freezer, and just use that as a rotation buffer one.
Yeah, Auslander, I hear you. I live that. I don't understand why either, because my husband studies his Bible all the time, and he knows what's coming.
Yeah.
I think it really is. He's just overwhelmed with his life as it is, and can't add one more thing. But he also is more of faith base to the point where he sees it as a walking in fear rather than faith. So he can, I think, push it out of his mind that way. Like, I'm a man of faith, so that's kind of walking in fear. And I'm like, no, Joseph didn't walk in fear. Joseph walked in obedience to the Lord when he was shown signs that something was coming.
Yeah. You look at you use the Bible dictionary, look up preparedness.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives references to all the places. It'll give reference to a bunch of places where it's at.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, see, prepared.
Yeah.
Hint,
Yeah.
hint.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that really ticks me off about some Christians and preparedness.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lord will provide everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, that kind of sounds like these people saying the government's going to provide everything for me.
Possibly they were seeing that.
Help themselves. You do what you can, and then the Lord will pick up the slack.
I'll have to look at it. Yeah, exactly. He does do that. If you're faithful to walk in what he's showing you, he's faithful to pick up those parts that you just can't do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is good that way.
And one of the neat things where Christ says, "Physician, heal thyself."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you equivalent that, it's telling the physician, I'm not going to heal you. You have the skills. You have the knowledge. Take care of it.
Yeah.
If you have the knowledge about stuff and know how to can and everything else, can.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. Yeah, he won't probably Auslander. That's what drives me crazy. The only thing he'll scroll through is the news on his Google phone from work and, whatever's in that news feed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I told him before, too, that the news is pretty whack that he's looking up. Like, that can't be trusted.
It's no longer news. It's propaganda.
It's propaganda. I've told him that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, exactly, Q.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyway, yes. I mean, I have one friend. He goes, "Oh, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I believe in Christ. He's going to take care of me." You know better than that.
Yeah. What have you done for Christ lately?
Well, it's like, better.
What if it's your job that Christ has given you to prepare, and you're not doing it, and you're found unfaithful in what you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, all right. What else we got here to cover?
Oh no! Don't put yourself in jail again, Auslander. You shared it. Okay. It's not yours. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, it's 2:30.
Oh yes, there it is. The story of the footprints in the sand. I love that.
Mm-hmm, me too. The sand that I carried you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I love that. But the person was walking.
Yes, they were trying.
They were trying.
Yeah. And when they couldn't
mine are more like.
And he carried them.
Yeah. Mine were footprints, drag marks, maybe a few butt marks, and then maybe I got carried. Yeah.
What's all this mark? This in the sand? That's where you're kicking and screaming and didn't want to come along.
What's this weird hole here? That's where you fell on your head when I tried to pick you up because you wormed your way out of my arms. Sounds about right. Sadly.
Yeah.
It's early yet. It's time for bed when Gear says that. It's early yet.
Yeah, it's okay. It's 12:30 here, and it's 2:30 where you're at, and you gotta get to bed.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do. Thank you, Gildo. This was a really good one. And thanks, Auslander. Those were some good ideas. I just won't touch my corner cabinet. There's too many things in that cabinet that I wouldn't want somebody to think they could take something down from there.
Yeah.
And watch everything crash in that cabinet.
Before I go, I want to bring this up here real quick. Okay, so on Monday on Camp Patton family compound, We're going to be talking about the Asian jumping worm threat, and that's at
Oh,
8 o'clock on Eastern time on Monday. On back here on Gray Man Prepping on Tuesday for Tactical Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern. The topic is what is the progression of your prepper pantry?
figures.
And so we're going to talk about different ways of working your prepper pantry. It doesn't got to be like the back screen here. It's because I mean, like Kaylin Strain, I wish she had better internet where she could come on do
I
live.
know. Yeah, I do too.
She does such great stuff there in her little apartment.
Yes, she does. She has some really great ideas.
So, yeah, and so you're making the best. Basically, it's going to be kind of like making the best of your space and getting the most out of it. Is part of what we'll be talking about.
Oh, fantastic!
What was that?
I said that's fantastic. That hits home with me big time.
Yeah.
What night is that one with the?
That's Tuesday.
Oh.
Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
That's when I'm driving. I'll have to rush home and put an M down. But I can still watch the replay if I can't watch the whole thing.
And I feel we may wind up going long on that one again.
Oh, I was already, Auslander, thinking about it creatively. It's just a matter of getting rid of the stuff to make the room for the other thing that'll carry the stuff that we will need then. So I've been thinking, but it's always good to have input and brain. Like, that's what I love about like our friendships, like around Gil's channel and around Courtney's channel, is you basically get into these brainstorming sessions. And yeah, you usually do come out with a better way of an idea. Maybe you only had a part of, somebody else has another piece.
That's one thing I missed about
Yes, I will be Storm's
when Will Russell was alive. He had his the Monday night roundtable, and we had, everybody was discussing. We had like 5 or 6 guys in there talking about stuff
like that. Yeah, he was a good guy. He definitely was a good guy.
Alrighty, thank you everyone in the side chat for coming up here. Thank you, Carol, for coming up. Let's see, what do we got? Hang on, I gotta take one more look over here. We got 13 watching still, so
that's funny. Honestly, said that.
Please hit the thumbs up.
And I actually squished a spider probably right before I came up on, or right before I put my son down. Auslander. It's too funny. How'd you know? All right, Gil. Thank you so much for having me.
All righty, everyone. See you around. Remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't do anything foolish. And keep adding to your preps.